Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back up here. Hi, Lorna. Thank you for saying hello. And welcome to all of you. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for watching us, supporting us, buying a coffee, and so on. We appreciate you, everything with you. We decided today to come in with questions and answers here for your twin flame journey. And me and Paulina was thinking what we should do. And we decided to go ahead and have these questions and answers for it. And hopefully you're ready with your questions because the journey is getting even more interesting within. As we were talking about here and so on, we've been working it even more on this evolution to share with you to give you nuggets, bolts, machines, knowledge, wisdom, whatever it's in your case, in there. So you can be able to hear from personal experience in there. Hopefully, that personal experience can help you. I was just talking to someone and she said, I reviewed the videos of you and Lindy Cowling, and now makes sense what you guys talk about years back. I'm like, oh yeah, and that's how it's gonna go. But now it is about you to get help. So hopefully get your questions ready. And without other ado, I'll give you Paulina. So we are again here live for you guys.
Mm. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lorna. We're gonna be happy to answer any of those questions you have, but at the same time, we're gonna be sharing what we. If there are no questions, we're gonna be going with our downloads because we were last couple days, like we are still processing those things and those informations and working on a personal level, trying to adjust those higher energies to try to manifest here because they are coming strongly and they're asking us to really work through those blocks that we still have, maybe on a personal level. But I think, especially today, it's gonna be good way to assess like where everyone's at. You know how we can help you guys better. Which steps were the most challenging for you? I even created a post on a group, and I asked what are the main challenges that people have, and it seems to be healing or trying to understand other person counterpart. So maybe we can touch base on that today, especially this healing part, because the moment I see that people having issues understanding the other person perspective, that means that they are losing the focus on themselves, and what they do, they try to understand another person instead of trying to work with themselves. So that will be addressed later, but it seems to me that still it's a little bit confusing. How do we really do this in our work so it's most effective? Especially if, what are the indicators that I'm doing those things properly? So yeah, we'll welcome any questions. Um, and to begin with, one thing I wanted to remind everyone, it's even when you're working with someone to help you with, like as a guide, or you have some person that you follow because oh they seem to be in this twin flame experience as well, how they are doing this, and asking for some further guidance, you have to understand that you're asking for the direction, but at the same time you have to teach yourself, try to be your own teacher and try to work with those informations as they come, because your guides will not always be with you. And it's like once you start getting connected with someone, it's going to be your personal work, you're another person. You cannot put the expectation of someone that even if you consider as a guide or like a teacher, that he or she will be solving your all issues that will be emerging. They can help you with some stuff, but you have to develop the skill of working through your issues with your partner, because I think that's what tends to happen, that people are getting too attached into this guideline system, and if things go south a little bit and it gets a little bit messy, they go into this panic mode and they reach out again, oh my god, what is happening? Can you help me to solve this? Instead of really teaching yourself and being this really student and trying to understand what really guides want to want you to learn. All of that is just about staying true to yourself and finding your own way through those experiences, and just working on how are you capable of reaching this balance in the connection. So that was one point that I wanted to remind everyone, not to get dependent on this like guideline system. Of course, like if you have some specific question regarding the journey that you just don't have this knowledge, this understanding, it's okay. And I think that's the purpose of having someone to guide you. But try to see if there is no codependency that you will still have to heal. Okay.
Great point, darling. Great point. I'm gonna take over from this point here. Even though I had like sessions with people and so on. Um, Here is what I'm encountering, that after the ignition state of the twin flame, people either learned the karmic lesson connection, because the karmic connections that you have came out here to help you to understand what the karma is. The karmic connection is for your lessons to learn at this, and kind of like preparing you for your twin flames journey. But a lot of the times what happens is if the lesson was not understand, this is why it's so important that take your time to be by yourself for a little bit, to understand your relationship from the karmic standpoint was in there. Because your guides, there's gonna comes in, they're gonna be guiding you on in your journey. But if you did not did this personal work in there, you're gonna repeat the karmic cycle within the journey itself. And that is the point that yeah, people can guide you, people can comes in and help you. But if exactly as Paulina said, you keep repeating the same thing, your guides already told you, guide you what you have to do. But if you're not done it, you are repeating the cycles in there, because you're carrying these karmic lessons within you for it too. This is kind of like a one of the helps is in there. Another thing that you need to kind of like work this out within yourself, that will be, don't attach your journey to other people's journey. Your journey is individual within yourself. I see that some of the people are attaching to other people's journey, they copy it, and when they copy it not only the positive, they copy it and the mistakes as well for it. While as a guide in there within the community, you should always searching, as Paulina said, you. That guidance that is been given to you is you to process this within yourself. We're processing a lot of stuff that comes in within ourselves. It's quite a bit interesting that you think that and at certain points it's like, oh yeah, it's over, we fix everything and so on. But there's gonna be a surfacing things like even could be a karmic connection, could be a bloodline healing, could be a personality development that is not developed when I was supposed to, could be anything that you can not been finished in there. And hi Karen, and talking about within this for it, the questions that you have from within you, okay, those questions they're coming in for you for that reason, you to go and seek deep in there, okay. And we were talking with Paulina, I think was what, yesterday or the day before, is like uh, baby, we have to do this because otherwise what, it's a waste of what we have and what the benefit for the community will be. When you're realizing things like that, you're understanding this energies, these points, this ascension process. As you going forward, you're gonna feel the ascension energies. Yeah, you think that you lost the twin flame, all this butterflies in your stomach, and so on and so on. But when you look at in your soul, actually those energies evolved there within you. You have now the butterflies in the soul. Okay, until you get to that point, for it, as Paulina said, ask questions. Okay, you may ask dumb questions, but don't make dumb mistakes. You already guys know about this. And this is why we're going to be doing this questions and answers live in there for you guys. So if you have some as well questions, it does. But I'm going to give the mic back into Paulina because she
Mhm.
has something that it's already I can feel it.
Yeah, it came to me right now just to talk more about this wasted potentials that, or second chances, third chances that are coming. Because since it came to me this way, I'm guessing that many people will have the same experience. That at some point they will hear something like, "Oh, you get another shot, you get another chance, or you got a second chance." Because that's, from time to time, what's guiding me on the journey. It's this um, like information from the source, but they are a little bit cryptic because they could be, it will be maybe a little bit confusing, but so far they are really guiding me even outside of this twin flame paradigm. So in the moments that are least expected, but I'm really working, making the proper steps, I will be getting more of those information. So one of those recent ones was like, you got another chance, like that's your second chance. And for me personally, that's just my confirmation that I'm on the right track, because this, like the vibration of these informations I'm getting, they kind of fall even beyond the twin flame experience. It's really for my highest good. So I think that's one of those reminders to people that you really can get another chance. Don't expect and don't compare every soul connection that comes to you as a reference. Oh my god, that was stronger than previous, that was better than previous, that was more emotional than previous, that was this or that. Because all of them are different, and there's no worse or better. It's just they are specific to your current state of development. So the moment you start comparing yourself, you will end up in this never-ending cycle of, oh my god, that was better, that was worse, was it false, was it catalytic, and all those labels will be spiraling around. And in the end, one question you can ask, like, does it bring you peace right now where you are? And does it give you the expansion? Do you feel you're growing and you're overcoming those blockages that were there, or does it keep you in the same place? So especially in those moments, when you're as you progress in the journey, you may notice that your different body will be recalibrating, speaking, including, mental body, emotional body. And you may find yourself in this state of confusion. Am I still on the right track? And I think that's very useful to understand that, it's like everything is going through the recalibration. This catalytic first experience is just the ignition. It's just, of course, like that's going to be the most powerful experience, focused just on this attraction towards other person, but there is no higher awareness involved. So as you will be giving yourself time just to work with those energies, especially if there is someone else working with you, you will have time to adapt, and at the same time you will be growing this awareness on different layers on yourself, and you will be noticing those tiny changes and how they are, those different layers or different body of yourself, how they are really recalibrating. So as much as this might be a little bit confusing, just really seeing this journey as never ending, like stages, and as far as you can get with some connection, that's where you are supposed to reach at a certain point. And don't get attached so much of this, about this outcome of the certain connection, how far it came, that was it, that served its purpose, and just move on, and just give yourself this chance. And as Dio said, don't treat this, don't be so attached to this certain person. It's really, you cannot see where your life will be unfolding, and just comparing different people's experiences with your experience as well, it won't give you more clarity, because there are just so many different scenarios on those journeys that you might just be trying to follow the not yours example. Like yours example is specific to you, and I think that's something really worth remembering. And this openness to just start things again. If it didn't work with one connection, just give yourself this chance to reach higher this time. Because you got helper on your way. Just don't waste this potential of those energies, because they came back to you because you rebuild yourself. So if you're getting another connection that feels high in terms of vibration, that means that you've done a good job. So appreciate it and just really start exploring what it brings you, because it can really help you grow way, way faster.
Yeah, very good information in there. For it, just gonna say a few things because Karen has a question attaching to this. But when we're talking about that, um, when you go through the journey for it, you're gonna find out that is that connection helps me to build peace. Is that connection works out? Is that connection help me to evolve, to reach higher state? Is that connections develop me? Is that connections is love for it? And this is questions that you need to ask within yourself with this. Karen asked the question, what is your biggest difference between your first twin and this union now? Um, the first connection was two, talking about personally, Paulina is going to share her side. Was very intense, very powerful. There was a lot of intensity, a lack of understanding. There was this bubble of the energy that turned out to be a really, at the end, turned out to be a toxic. There was a lot of people involved because it was a public event. For it, everyone knew it was a public secret in the company because it happened at work. But here, what happened is that connection didn't work. It doesn't matter the tries. It doesn't matter of anything in there. It was missing this uh, humanity within the soul. It was missing this energy of not not working on the base of love. It was not there. Okay, it was only the ignition. There was no communications. There was a lack of even accepting what it is. Even through that, the both me and that individual, there was so much pain. A pain that was so much released that it's just like so intense, so powerful. Uh, that person I never heard after it for it. Never, not even message, not even I'm sorry or anything and so on. It's just like the aliens take her away and you don't see this anymore. The universe doesn't put you in a connection with this person anymore. While right now, with Paulina, the connection is totally different story. We are talking about synchronicity, whereas right now you guys don't see it. But the icons that we have through the video call in there, there is a two human beings for a head, which is there is a kind of like a twinning in there. But
And the dog, like Sensei, is there too.
oh yeah, Sensei is there too, and an ice cream. Alright, but as we talking about with Paulina, we got not only the connections, we now have only this energies of ascension and moving forward of the evolution and the understanding. With Paulina, we have something that twin flames are learning to work it out as a pro. Okay, to talk with love during tough moments, to understanding, to have these communications, to have these uncomfortable talks in a soul level. And and you to say the things the way they are. Because when the things are all good and everything else, it's fine. But that support there is a between us, she towards me and me towards her, and within our connection, and look at everything in the separate side, okay, and work it out the journey of the evolution and continue evolving constantly over and over, and doing it this with the internal peace within a soul. Now you can make it at what the difference is. The first connection was intense, a lot of aggravations, a lot of miscommunications, or no communication, I would say, at all in there. But also, that was the ignition state. That was a powerful in there, as Apollonius said. But that power was not used. That power was not in there. Why? Why wasn't there? Why did nothing happen? Why did this person disappear? Why this person doesn't live? Too many questions. But that is the person has to answer it himself. But if you evolve from there, you moved from there, you understanding in there, you, as Paulina said, and you have another connection to another connections, and you take this positiveness within yourself. Now you evolve. Now you're doing your job. Now you become this personal experience. And now, on the base of this personal experience, you're paving the road. The road that other begins to follow. The ones who are within your journey. You need to understand the journey could be all different. You can be without the twin flame, but your journey is going through the soul. You can be with your twin flame, but no connections. You're still gonna go to that journey. You can be with your twin flame, you can have communications, but you cannot be together. You're still on the twin flame journey. You can be living together with your twin flame, but you can still working out and whatever issues. You can be with your twin flame on an ascension path. You're still going through the twin flame journey. Sooner or later, when you arrive at there, on that point, you will understand the divine purpose of this for it. And this is what the difference is. That the connections between me and Paulina was based out of the internal peace of the soul, while the first connection was just the ignition state. And there. So kind of like a few words about that. And now Paulina is going to take away from here.
Yeah, I have a few points. I wanted to begin with, like as you said, our connection really it started or came to fruition when we were both in this state of internal peace. While the first one came to me when I was in a state of the most distress, the most extreme case that I was on this lowest end. So I think that's the main difference how it really started. You know, like these catalytic experiences come to you when you're reaching your lowest extreme. Like really, like there is no hope. Like you are so lost. There is no connection. In many cases, not all of them, but for me, it started with this like complete lack of awareness in terms of energy and how it's orchestrated and the stirred energy. It was guiding me all the way. Like now I see it, but it was like I was totally not aware of this. Um, so that was the main difference how it started. But more I'm thinking about it, it was also the difference that the first connection was there was some fear included. So there was this bubble of faith, but then at the same time there were those fears of losing the connection itself. Like, and at some point it was so deep, this fear of losing another person, that it overtook all this love that we had. And I realized that I'm getting too anxious. I started to be a little bit afraid that I cannot be really myself in this connection. Like I'm still having some parts of me that I'm not comfortable disguising because I didn't know myself best. So I knew that I still had some issues to address, some traumas, some of those darker sides that you wish like no one knows about. And I was so afraid that it will come to on the surface. So that was too much fear involved in that I felt like yes, there is some love, there's those energies, like I don't know what it is, it's so beautiful, but at the same time I felt like I'm just playing someone. I'm not really myself. So then, once you have a separation, you have all this time to really get to know yourself and accept you as the whole person. You have dark sides, you have light sides, but you are able to understand both and kind of merge it together into becoming one person and be at peace with it. And once you reach this state, that's how you're attracting this next shot. So you have this point of a reference when you are in a bubble of phase. So even on a mental state or all of those different levels, you may not be completely ready. You may fall out of this like a bubble of phase, and you go into separation. But as you work towards just rebuilding yourself and just really digging into those dark parts that we are so afraid to share with another person, once you embrace them, you will get another shot, but you will be in a control, and you reach this higher awareness that you understand yourself better. You know who you are and what are you really bringing to the connection. You accept yourself, so there is no fears that someone may discover some bad parts about myself that I don't accept. So there is complete loss of this um, of this fear, I think, of being maybe not ready for to be in a relationship or not loving yourself. So that's another thing, that you enter those connections, those more balanced connections, in a state of understanding of yourself and inner peace. And the last thing for me, that's the probably the biggest, is the awareness of the third energy. That before I just took it as, oh, butterflies and all this attraction and so beautiful love between us two. Right now I can sense that it's something is guiding us, and especially in those hardest moments, we don't have to talk to the guides or look for someone to solve our issues. I always know that the right way to solve those issues is through talks, but also just through being true to yourself. Like, it never failed me since we are working together and being together. And when I have doubts, like what is the proper step, I always decide just stay true to yourself, don't compromise yourself, and just act from that. And always that happens to be the right step to take, because we always are able to find the right solution when we are both staying true to ourselves and not compromise what we've understood and what we need. So I think that those are the main differences, like knowing yourself, this awareness of, okay, who you are as a person and what do you really need in a connection, like what brings you peace, and what is really orchestrating all of those connections, and what is it guiding, and what is the purpose.
One big difference that right now, as Paulina said, and she kind of like took my words, but it was very close. The first connection, lack of truth. That's what it's lacking in a big way. Lack of the truth. Okay, you have to remember it in there. Even though right now, me and Paulina, we're talking about the truth. Is even if right now with her is trusting to each other, telling the truth, be within your truth, and there's gonna be a situations that's gonna testing this truth. And you're gonna see it how it goes in the connection. But through talks, through communications, the twin flames understanding. Even if it's rough, even if it's tough, even if it's the situation is kakapuputinke, as Amel said. But guess what? The love, the power, the understanding, and the truth, when you put them together as your powers that is being given it in there for it, then you're understanding the real power as a journey that it comes in to give you these powers as a twin flame. Now you become what you came here for. You're ascending, okay? If you think that your journey is going to be just like, okay, let's go have a hug, kiss, and be together, let's be in this butterfly zone. Hi, everybody, it's the love and the light, and yeah, it's so beautiful to be in union. Oh my God. Oh no. You're going to have a total different when you go in there, when you're ascending. Twin flame is about you to ascend. Oh, but even that ascension, as we are going talking about it, that ascension brings different energies. They are much more better. They are much more easier. They make the journey is beautiful, light. But of course, you have to go to the kakapupu things, and there
Mm.
for it. And this is why we're sharing the things with you guys. That for Karen, thank you both for sharing this personal story. Oh, you're welcome. You guys know how we are. And you're welcome. Lorna, learn to communicate. Some of us don't realize this. Thank you for this. We learned together with Paulina that communications in there. It is not only a tool. Okay, communications is inside of our togetherness bubble in there. But through the communications with others, okay, some of the energies can affecting that in there. But still, in the center of the bubble, that communications that is there, that trust within ourselves in there. You find strength within the connection that you haven't find anywhere else. I repeat that. You find the strength of the connection that you did not find anywhere else. And this is how you know that the connection is strong. It will survive, it will go through because of this merge, this connection, because you are going and you're working your things out there. The egg has a white part and it has that in the center, that yellow tank. I'm talking about this yellow strength for it inside. So, kind of like giving you pictures out of this. So, okay, Amin Tabani, hi Amin. How do you distinguish between soul connection and twin flame connection and connecting with someone romantically? Oh, that's kind of like a good question for it. Soul connection, you can have like a friend, person, you have this soul connections, isn't there? That could be really a friend, that could be someone from your own family. You have soul talks in there, but most of the time is someone outside of the family. That could be our closest friend, that could be even a childhood friend from who knows for it. To it, and the soul connection is a soul connection. It exists for it. For it, twin flame connection is triggers you on the path for the twin flame. If you really have to look at it, the twin flame connections is there. That is the same energy that it coexists within both. I even talk about this connection on biology level in there. The emitting and the receiving of the information is between the mirroring neurons happen at the same time. But still, that doesn't terminate it. That is a twin flame connection. That is a set you on a path for a twin flame. Okay, it's a journey to evolve to something more, to be ready for union for it. So it takes you on a path for the twin flame journey. Romantically is that it's when you love them, you like him like as a human being, but you have that butterflies in your stomach. You have that love that it comes in, but it's not that love that it's in the soul. That love that you feeling the third energies in there, and it's more probably physical, romantic connections that it's there. It's kind of like mind points of this. We've been talk a lot about those, but gonna pass the microphone to Paulina. I think that she has a lot of things already to go on
Yeah,
with
I
this.
think, yeah, and one thing, thanks for your question, Armin. One way to distinguish those is just to have several of those connections, just to see, how they differ. So, if you get a chance, or your soul is really urging you just to not experiment, but get to know yourself and get to know and really open up to people, just to see what other connections you can have. Like, let's say you've entered the separation stage, but something tells you that it's enough to being in a hermit. I'm ready to start living again. There are other peoples. Like, I'm not gonna be keeping myself into the cave. You work through this belief system that no, I have to reserve myself and I have to wait for my twin to go back. You feel like your life still has to move. If you're with this mindset, you may see that you will be opening yourself to other people and you will be seeing those different examples of the connection. So maybe you will start and have some emotional experience, like very deep emotional understanding with someone. Or then you may feel, oh, there is super attraction or like this chemistry towards other person. And then you will be kind of collecting those kinds of experiences on different level, and you will be assessing by yourself. For example, you may be opening, maybe finding some romantic partner, but there will be no those deepness, this like third energy that Dio was mentioning, that's in on a soul level. You will feel like there is kind of understanding between each other, but it's, you're not connecting on all levels. Like, you really cannot open your true self. Let's say you don't feel like you would be on the same page in terms of your understanding and awareness, or this spiritual understanding how the things are working. So sometimes it may happen that you seem to be like a proper match to someone, but you feel like there are still some parts in yourself that you don't think that you would be understanding each other fully. While those soul connections, it's such a close vibrational match that you feel like, oh, they just resonate with you. Like, you don't have to think twice. What are you able to share that they understand? Is it too much? Is it too far? Is it too advanced? Will I will they understand me what I'm gonna say about my, let's say, my view on spirituality? So I think that's good indicator. That it doesn't mean that romantic connections are bad itself, because they are teaching you something. Like, sometimes we have to have romantic experiences to heal some wounds to go further. But so then I think one reminder for people is just, when you're really on this healing journey, don't be so judgmental in terms of what kind of people are going into your life. Just really be open, because they are all helping you. So all of those connections that come, even if they are not in a super aware state and they are not in this let's say same awareness level as with those super high vibe connections, it's still being given to you as a gift. So try to use it as much as you have to, because, like, since we are dealing with emotional experiences in this journey, that's some part of you that you will have to heal. And you're meant to experience these beautiful states in a proper environment or with a higher understanding. And those connections, whatever has to last, it will be lasting. But just accept those gifts as they come and just explore it. Don't compromise yourself. If you feel that something is off, it's off. But if you feel, for example, that you have some nice connection with someone, but it's not deep enough, it's not spiritual enough, because people are different. Instead of maybe going like blocking yourself and putting a judgmental label on this, just explore why it came to you, because some of them, they are necessary to, as I said, to heal, to reach the next step and attract the soul level connection. So
Yeah, just a kind of like a key points here. Hi, Eric. Hi, Erica. Glad to see you here. Armin, I'm gonna put it like a what's the difference? Kind of like at a very simple way, because when we're talking about this, energy comes in. You might see somebody, and you see their physical look, their physical attractions that it's coming in there for it, and you see it this romantical size that it's in there. But when you start getting to having the relationships with them, guess what? It's only the physical attractions there, and when you see this, it doesn't satisfy your heart in a way. Soulmate is more kind of like a heart-to-heart connections, isn't there, which is involving also a soul a little bit, but it can go any more further than that. This is a personal, this is like a friend, you can talk for hours, for example, you can experiencing all this and so on. While the twin flame, it's like this energy is like you know tomorrow what they're gonna wear. You know what the heck is going on. You have telepathy visions. You have strange feelings. Sometimes you look at your hands and you feel like that's their hand. This can go so much and for it, but that is it. Thanks to your next questions, by the way. Thank you for the questions. What it is the third energy? The third energy is the energies exchanged through the universe. The universe, the guides that it comes in, they guide you, that tells you, hey, you two are connecting and soul. This is the greatest gift in here, and so on. But it all depends of what is your level of awareness, as Paulina said. The third energy gives you warnings, give you dreams, give you stuff that when you meet this person, you will understand what that is. But how you gonna take to the connections, to the guidelines, to the guides, that is a whole another ball game in there because of the journey that it's gonna be having a lot of triggers in there. And the third energy is gonna comes in and tells you what you need to do in a good way, you know how to navigate the journey. But you don't listen, then guess what? You put that intensity, aggravations, fear, lack of truth, and then the third energy says like, okay, well, there is no truth, there is no point, and the connections dissolve. So most of the time, a lot of the people, they don't dissolve that connection within them, and otherwise the connection is dissolved itself with the third energy. They keep focused on it, they keep codependent on that, and they keep struggling. They're going into that energies. Even today, not today, but 2 days ago, I shared with Paulina. Was talking about this agony in there, and the people creating this. But I'm gonna make special video about this in my main channel for it. I'm just mentioning it right now. But the third energy is the guidance. It's the divine energy that tells you, hey, wake up. You two are together. Hey, trust that love. Hey, trust the divine. And here, it's gonna be trigger your personal relationship within yourself and the divine within you. It's gonna trigger your ego. It's gonna trigger your healing bones. It's gonna trigger your heart. It's gonna trigger your body. It's gonna be triggers everything inside of you. And you're like, what the heck hit me right now? So that's what it is about. Kind of like explained a little bit about the third energy is very powerful. It's telling you what to do. You're gonna feel the presence of the third energy and the energy within you. And you're gonna find this conflict in there that the third energy is telling you, hey, overcome this within yourself, overcome that within yourself. And that is what the guidance of the third energy is. Once you overcome other stuff and you come in and you pass certain stage, the third energy doesn't come. You're gonna be wondering, is like, did I did something? Did I went down? Did I get in there? No. You just heal the issues. You don't have to deal with them. Your journey is getting easier. The guides did their job to that level. And now when you evolve, you're gonna get different guides. You're gonna get downloads of what you need. But yeah, you have to go through this. But great questions. Glad that you're here. So this education valuable and is needed. Karen, I agree with you, Lorna. Yes, you guys welcome, and that's what we appreciate you, everything, really. And the most is that this sharing the value here. There. So, darling, you want to take over? Karen's asking third energy and higher self. So,
Yeah, I wanted to touch base more on what were you saying? Oh my god,
too
brain
much.
fog. No, it
uh,
was about the dissolving of those connections. It's just because people really they are. I don't want to say waste time, but it's unnecessary pain that they put on themselves because they try to understand why the person that they claim to be. Oh my God, this is this connection that is supposed to continue and just get deeper and deeper. and I'm blocked and there is no communication. It's like, why is happening? What am I doing wrong? Let me heal more and more and more, because that's my job here, to heal. And they lose this moment that you have to tell yourselves at some point, you've done enough. It just, you prove yourself, you can get further, you can take care of yourself, you're perfectly happy where you are. But still they will be, oh, but why the person is not coming back? And it's just, can you accept that maybe this person is not coming back? Like, and can you put that into your mind and take it as a possibility? Because many people just cannot see further than that. While, like, this understanding and this just another opportunity that might be just temporary chapter in your life. Maybe the story is not supposed to continue. I think that would be very useful for many people, that just to see, reach this point, like, okay, for now this chapter is over. Like, I can just close this book and put it on a shelf. Let me take another book. Maybe there is other book for me. But no, they will be just staring in this one book, and why there is no next chapters. They were not written yet. Maybe they will not be written. So I think that's the problem, that people, they have their own idea of the scenario because they perfectly know where their journey will be unfolding, because that was the connection. There is no other connection. While that all this trauma and those blocks and blocked communication, and applies to life in general. If things are stuck and you feel it's stuck, that means that it's moving but in different direction. It's just you cannot see the flow because you're focusing just on this closed door instead of seeing all these different rooms that are out there. So that's the problem, that we don't want to see this different scenario because they are not comfortable, because it's related to some emotional disappointment, because it's gonna be painful, because it's gonna be, oh my god, I'm losing hope because I'm losing this person, but that was such a beautiful love, why I have to lose it? So we were having great email. I think that was Michelle. And that's what she agreed, that the most transformative thing in this journey is just being able to embrace this pain of, okay, sometimes we have to leave things behind, sometimes we have to leave people behind because they cannot continue with us. And we are not doing that from this place of judgment that, oh my god, they are less evolved than me. It's just, okay, we are on different pages. Some people can evolve faster, some people can evolve slower, but we are here, just we are joining our experiences as much as we can and for as long as necessary. And then you enter to this state of flow, and it's like, okay, that was my soul brother for a moment, or soul sister for a moment. Let's see what else it's, which other tribe I can find, or which other connection can help me, because it's clearly I've outgrown, and this current one is just not serving it anymore. Like, I'm not progressing further. So probably that's very important thing to remind people, that it's like you have to become a friend with this evolution, and wherever it wants to guide you, even if it's super uncomfortable because it doesn't fit your current preference in terms of emotions and what the connections should look like, or which person should that be, you may find yourself that you don't have control over it, and you would be better if you just accept it and just see what it wants to bring to you. So a little bit of this humbleness, I guess, and just openness, and just don't being so stuck in this trust that we can really be less focused on our emotional body, and just let it be, but just try to see other parts of yourself. Try to listen to your soul more and just explore.
All right, as we've been talking, a lot of energies is coming in here. When the communications are broken down, the communications on a physical level, they are broke down and they are blocked because the blockage in the reality, okay, first of all was in soul, second of all, it passed through the mind, through the ego, and to the authority within you. The physical lack of communication is the last portions of dissolving this connection. But a lot of the people, I ask him, oh, he's my twin, he is this, and so on. And I asked them, and that's applied to a lot of our people here, for it, do you have physical connection with your twin? Because they give me an information. I feel my twin flame does this. I feel my twin flames does that. I feel like my twin flame should have, could have, would have, and so on. And there, and I asked them, okay, do you have communication with your twin flame? They say like, no. How can you verify this? So the connection has already been dissolved, and the one person doesn't accept it. Now, when the person doesn't accept that energy, here's what happens. I'm gonna be kind of like giving you a little rundown for it. You hold on to that energy. Then that energy begins to create a problem, a pain within you. Today I'm good, tomorrow I'm bad, and so on. It goes to this duality within yourself. You have these fights in there. Then you're ignoring the dissolution of that energy that doesn't exist anymore. You don't accepting the truth. So your energy is going down the path in there. Okay? You are kind of like lying to yourself because you're like, no, I'm connecting with this person. That kind of person is not connected to you anymore in real life. Not even ever talking about, and so on and so on. Then you go down and you begin to hate the experience in some way. It happens to a lot of the people, isn't there? And then within this energies in there, it begins into that suffering within the twin flame. I miss my twin, I want my twin, and so on and so on. And then that turns into something even lower in there. That turns into agony and so on. And then you want to be disconnected with your twin flame. I don't want these journeys anymore, screw this journey, and so on and so on. So, if you accepted at the beginning that this connection is the solution, you don't have to go through all these lower energies. But if you don't accept it, the result is the same. You understanding that when someone doesn't communicate with you, okay, there is no proof of the connections that exist. It only exists within your mind during the ignition because it was only came to ignite your soul. While the true twin flame connection is communications. Even when you feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. And that is at the moment, it's like, what do you mean you don't want to talk about it? You're acting like a kid, mature and so on. No, you need to talk about it. You need to share these uncomfortable moments. You need to see that person is here to help you. You're sharing connection in there. You're sharing values. You're sharing life. Life that exists at an energy level, an emotional level, and a spiritual level. And now you begin to understand and value the connection. And the value of the connection actually helps you because the connections brings the strength to you. That core of the connection, okay? It's not that balloon that you can just, with the one needle, just poof. No, we're talking about core, strong core. That doesn't matter what is going on, that core is there, stays there, stable rock, like so on. So this is kind of like I wanted to like, give it a heads up in there too. All right. Wow. You guys got some any more questions in
Yeah, I
there?
wanted just to add about this connection. You know how it's perfectly fine on its own. And honestly, I think people, if anything, if you feel that you're in a situation that you cannot figure it out, because for example, there is some mismatch. Like we are people, and for example, you see that there is no perfect solution at this moment, but you're still interested in maintaining the connection because it's nothing wrong with that itself. The problems begin if one individual is not interested anymore in maintaining the connection, but you will be trying to maintain the connection with that person. Just to kind of like rebuild this third energy and just join to this stream, like we were talking, as those connections are, you can be treated as a stream and you can go in and out, in and out. But for some people, it's like you can always go in and you can always choose to be involved with this twin flame energy and just work towards the evolution. But sometimes it just happens that other person chooses to step back of it, but there always can be someone to get back into. So it's like the connection itself, like the twin flame energy stream, it goes forever. You know, it's like the only thing can be changed is like you can choose if you want to engage with it or you want to disconnect from it. That's why people say, oh, I want to disconnect from this twin flame experience. That's what they choose. They want to step out of the stream. But you can always say, no, like I'm still embracing my journey. I want to see where the flow goes. And then it just can happen that the previous person stepped out, but another one decided to step in, and you're in the flow again. So I think it's that's something to remind, that this kind of a guidance will be flowing all the time. It just may happen that some people cannot perform and there will be someone else joining you. But as long as you want to work on that, like it's good on its own. It's continuous. And there might be that, you know, both people are still interested in a connection within themselves, but there are some, like some layers that it's just hard to solve the issue. Let's say we have some issue on an emotional level or mental level, and we both see that it's like we cannot push our way through that. And sometimes it's really healthier to let it be, instead of creating drama or, you know, trying to really fix it and force this fixing it. We just decide, okay, let's leave it for now. You know, we maintain respect, but we don't try to engage too much. If it's too necessary, if it's too difficult, we are giving the space to the connection just to steer its way and just give us additional guidelines or guidance. So I think that's important to remember too, that sometimes like you have to choose. Maybe it's like you just need more information, you know, but as long as both people want to work with that and just really, let's solve this, like we both want to do this next steps. It's like we really don't want to repeat the same thing with different people. Like it doesn't make sense. Because especially if you reach this state that you see that it's repeating cycles, that if you don't work with one, you will get another one and another one. You start having different understanding about this journey, because it's like, really, do you want to repeat it with someone else or do you want to go deep with that person? So a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Karen, do you and Pauline, I love your videos videos like this. Very well explained and needed to get people through my first twin flame
You're
experience.
welcome.
You're welcome. Want to kind of like wrap this a little bit up in there. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing on your journey, okay, either get more education, self-educate yourself, or wait for the guidance. There's nothing wrong if with your journey. You just said like, hey, wait a minute, let's think. I think we don't have enough information. I don't think get this. What happened with us is when the things comes in like this, we're getting the downloads. We're getting, each of us gets this personal downloads. And to now the personal downloads, once we get the downloads, we communicate it, and then naturally, you need to understand this. I will repeat again. Naturally happens. As Paulina said, you don't try to force it. Okay? The understanding that you should not forcing this journey. You should not force yourself. You should not pushing it in there. Okay? This is not a climbing up a corporate ladder. This is not you to climbing up to become a president and you have to go and fight with, with everything in there, whatever you have inside you just to get the title. No, you're getting it because this is a natural path of evolution selection that is within you. Evolution choose you, you choose the evolution. And in evolution, choose your partner. A partner choose the evolution at the same time. But when you are ascending to that portions, oh, then things is gonna be more easier for you. you're gonna be much more understandable and things gonna be more easier. Yeah, you're gonna be dealing with high level questions, high quality questions, high quality things that you're gonna be working with your partner, okay? But they're gonna be beautiful and easy going because you're mastering the communications, you're mastering the energy levels, and you're mastering how quick that development within yourself. Those initial guides in there, they did very good job with you. You listen to it. So if your guide's not around you, take a look. Maybe you did the job. Maybe you got where you're supposed to be. Maybe you are in this amazement state of inner peace inside of you, which is that was their job there. And be thankful to them. Be thankful to the journey. Be thankful to your partner. Be thankful to all your experience, positive and negative, and go be love. Love you because you did that job in there. That's all I have for you guys. If Paulina wants to say some few words, that would be nice.
Mm, yeah, one last thing that came to me is like the unions, it doesn't mean that it's comfortable all the time. You know, you can be in perfect union, you have a communication and you have a peace. At the soul level, it's all peaceful. But this peace will be still asking you to take a look inside. And especially when there will be moments of peace, but then something comes up and you see that there is some issue that's going to be addressed because it's getting uncomfortable. Like life will be just orchestrating some experiences in your life that you have to address because there is something from the past, or you have to maybe heal something from that family line, and it will be asking you to dig into this, you know, and it will may cause some mm, like something will be feeling off within the connection, but they will be just asking you to see that and just to heal it. And when you enter that from the space of peace, it's gonna be easier. Like it's some of those things like healing, sometimes it's uncomfortable but it's necessary, because the more I was getting those understandings that regarding the unions, it's not like, okay, we have union in 5D, we have union in 4D, 3D, and so on. It's like as much as you can merge with another person by healing and bringing it to the same level, there is no limits to that. So it doesn't necessarily even end into, oh, let's be together and that's the ultimate merge or ultimate union. There are so many more subtle layers of those like different bodies and different aspects of yourself that you can just go deeper and deeper within the connection and just work towards further merge. So the way I was seeing it is like this evolution will never stop. As long as you decide to work with someone who is at the same level as you are and you have this third energy evolved, there will be those uncomfortable situations, but they are only meant to help you to heal something so you can merge at this specific level. So that's why don't expect those things to just dissolve and they will be all beautiful. Whenever it's gonna happen, that something from the past will be surfacing. It's either something from the like along the family line, because that's what we are supposed to do here, or something on a personal level that was causing you to some level of a block, so you can merge even more. So
Yeah, very good point.
comfortable is necessary.
Very good point, and kind of like one thing from me of this. Maybe we can make some in the next session or so on, where that comes in. But when we're talking about within this, the evolution will create this hold up because the evolution is gonna say, "Hey, this is what needs to be done." Okay, so I can make it even this union better. You need to trust that process. When you feel that energy is guiding you. The third energy still with you. The third energy has not gone anywhere. You evolve and you don't need that much guidance anymore from the third energy. But even that, the evolution as itself, as a representing of that energy is in there, it's like, okay, now you can go ahead and do it. Now I got it within this. And as Paulina said, it's more deeper stuff. But when these things are getting aligned more and more, you're going to experience more higher and peaceful love and enlightenment. Because right now the love turned into ascension, guys. You become this divine partnership that you actually got that ignition status at the beginning of the twin flame. But that is what evolution wants. Okay, guys? Thank you. Hopefully this video helps some of you. If there is a further questions, you can message us to our website, or you can make a comment below the video. And we appreciate you guys with the great questions. And welcome to all of you up here. And we're gonna come back maybe like once a month. We're gonna do questions and answers. We'll see how it's gonna go. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Much love to you. And
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming. I think it worked well because it's like sometimes we have to keep it general. When the download comes, like of course we have to share it. But I think this kind of videos, they leave space for like really general tips that as we understand and what really helps us currently. So.
All right, below guys,
Thank
let
you,
me
everyone.
give you some love up here and
Oh, just one last comment. I want to read it. Let's be grateful for this ongoing journey. Beautiful things happen. And don't blame anyone for this discomfort. It is needed to evolve. It has been my experience. And those are two key things, right? Like this, the more great gratitude you have in your journey, like that's the better, because that means that you just made a peace with this situation. You don't blame that, oh my God, he or she left. It's like, okay, that was necessary. That's redirection. Let me focus on something else that will be working for me. This thing is not working. So then you stop blaming themselves, the other people, right? Like you stop blaming yourself. It's just, okay, whatever came to me is necessary. And right now it was necessary for me to see that I have to focus on something else and see my other path. So thanks, guys.
yeah,
Eric.
my twin flame has to fix this. My twin flame, he's not done his job, and my twin flame has not evolved. Why'd you do that? How about you? Would you look at it inside of you that whatever he's saying is like you to evolve, you to mature, you to get that in there for it. And when you get this for, yeah, you understand how beautiful this journey is and so on. Yeah. So thank you guys. Be love and we'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you.